Once you talk to your athletes about what ball security looks like and how you obtain it in terms of the hold, you must evaluate it. So I have here our athletes. He's going to put it high and tight. We talked about with him the idea of splitting the finger. Okay? He started with a finger on top as it used to be, and now we talked about splitting it. So that way we got an equal distribution of 50 to 50, placing that ball right, the tip of the ball right in between the index finger and middle finger. That's going to be one of the biggest things you have to overcome with your kids, because in all the flight football and all the youth rocket programs, they talk about covering the tip, putting the finger on the tip. It's a whole different ball game when you actually learn to do it right. So split the finger, 50-50 distribution, and then once you do that, you look at it and teach another kid. He's got the split, so now we're going to work and make sure he's going to the X. So now he's going panel, panel, panel to chest. That element of it all, he adds in the first split finger between the index finger and middle finger. And now he's going to make sure he's got an X. We always start and stop the drills the same way. And as we're setting this, he'll use his left arm over top of his wrist to set it, and then make sure it's good to go. So it's panel. So you figure logo to your forearm or logo to your chest when you're teaching and drilling. Set up every drill this way prior. So when he starts his drill, he should start like this, and he goes through his drill, and then he should finish like this. Creating that habit of coming into at the end of a play, finishing it and covering it up because everybody's attacking the ball. So we got the split finger. Now we got the panel to panel, and then finally we got split finger, panel to panel. Okay, we're on that element. Now we're going to close those gaps. The gaps we're going to focus on is the wrist and the elbow. And so as he does that, and then we also want to look at it and say, okay, he's got small hands. We want to captivate as much of the ball as possible. And we call that surface area contact. So we're sliding that finger out there, really getting it wide. He's doing a great job. He's making that smaller hand look huge on the football now. And that's all because of technique and awareness. He built on the split finger, he built on the panel, and now he's closing gaps and widening the surface area contact, keeping it tight. And now Zach here, he's at the end of it all. Look at it, he's got wide hand, he's got his X, he's got his split finger, and now we're going to add in the awareness of the third arm. We got this from the Notre Dame running back coach, Audrey Denton, was talking about, hey, the power of three. A triangle is really strong and powerful because it's got three sides. We want as many sides as possible onto the body. So the awareness of the third arm is his body. So we want to get it in there at all times with that. So once again, take it in for split. Going it with the panel to panel and panel to chest. And then closing the gaps here. And then using the third arm, the mental part of it. And then he would start off his wrist. And then he'd finish off his wrist. Making the beat go off there. And that, all elements are what makes it the strongest hold possible. And if you look through and just tell your kids how to do it, you have to go through and assess it. You look for these things in video as you watch them running with the ball and you move the ball. And that will make you the best hold possible, and you will create habits.